Right.
So is there anything you're against me saying on your stream?
No, it's open slather. I've got I think I've got Twitch set on like
Good.
the mature gateway or whatever. Anyway, so
Good. Just wanted to make sure of that
yeah,
initially.
nah, no censorship here. Go for it. Spill all my secrets.
Conflict streams.
Alrighty. Game, please. Where is
So
game?
who do you think? Take one.
Whoa, you're breaking up a bit there.
Oh my god. Is it still happening?
I think it's better.
Okay. I'll just, yeah, just give me a sec.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Basically, I share my internet with my brother, and that causes problems because our bandwidth sucks.
Right.
It's worse for practicing, but I deal with it.
Okie doke.
At least
Hopefully it's not too bad.
yeah, at least I don't play League of Legends because
That is a very good. Just
my
in general, not
fucking
playing League of Legends is good. Right?
I enjoy playing the game, but I play like stupid champions like Teemo constantly and piss people off, and that's how I enjoy it.
Right. Alright, so we do have 2 fray players, it seems. So maybe it's not a complete no-show. Who else is on this bloody team?
Alpha and Crimson.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Crimson online in StarCraft. That doesn't happen very often these days.
Yeah, I've seen him in a few tournaments recently.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike with him recently.
Oh, okay.
It's good fun.
I haven't gone on Steam in ages, but I had a little while where I was playing Counter-Strike constantly.
Yeah.
I just go through phases with games, and I'm back to another StarCraft phase, which is likely going to die eventually.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I just feel like, okay, if I sit here and actually play StarCraft for like the next couple of months like I want to, then I'll actually become quite good again. Because I know I improved quite fast at this game, but I find it hard to actually stick with StarCraft that long of a time. As I've kind of sucked at it in the past. Oh wow, eCKo Chan Kim, he's Grandmasters on Sea.
Oh man,
He must,
he's been putting in the hours.
yeah, the hours on searching.
Oh yeah, that's the searching and then the only getting 2 bonus pull out for every game you win.
Yeah,
If you want to get GM on this server, you have to lose a bunch of games. You just leave them because that's the fastest
yeah,
way to get rid of bonus pool.
exactly. I was competing with Wally earlier, like maybe 2 weeks ago, week ago maybe, to try and get CGM, but then I lost a game to him because I caught him on ladder, and I was like, nah, screw this, I lost to some scrub.
Lose to Wally, quick game. That's how it works. Alright, still no sign of the rest of Fray. What's going on here? No Elapex, no Wally, no, someone else on that team. Come on, brain.
Yeah, Olopix and Wally are the main ones. I think Wally's on my Skype though, I should be able to ask him myself.
Yeah.
You have a clan war, scrub.
Call him a net decker.
Nitpicker?
Net decker.
Net decker.
Net decker, yeah. He's a net decker.
Net decker.
Good job. Oh, do you want to let Sean jump on and triple cast? Sounds good to me.
Yep, that sounds good. Do I have Sean?
I've got him on Skype.
You could
Here he
just
is.
maybe just drag him in.
Yep. Hey, Sean.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, we've got 3 now.
Hey,
Hopefully, we'll just keep getting more and more.
So we'll just max it
So
out.
just max out Skype,
all.
yeah. The more casters you have, the better the cast, right?
So I'll add everyone on my Skype list right now. And
Just drag them all. Select all, drag.
I'm like, what is this? We're like, casting StarCraft. What's StarCraft?
There won't even be a stream. Everyone will just be in the call, and then they'll spectate in game.
I think that is how it must be done.
It'll probably still be the same amount of viewers that way.
We'll have like 3 people in the call. Is that how many viewers? Do you get the joke?
Maybe.
Oh, good lord! I don't think I've looked into StarCraft in like 3 months.
All right, the channel is eCKo vs Fray. No spaces.
How do I channel?
Yeah, they made that hard in Heart of the Swarm, didn't they? You got to go back to like the home screen and go over the right hand side.
Oh, home screen. Ah. Okay, channel. eCKo. No spaces.
Yeah, no spaces. eCKo vs Fray. There we go. Yeah, the Joe Fritz is in the channel. And Charlie.
Charlie.
Let's not start.
Charlie.
Don't start my last name either. That's even worse.
Last name? Oh.
Yeah, I had an interesting childhood.
I think it would have been a great childhood. I think I just said childhood.
Let's just leave it at interesting.
Interesting for sure.
So Wally's trying to fix his laptop or something so he can play. Apparently he plays on a laptop.
Who plays on a laptop?
This guy.
Wow.
This guy right here.
What a tryhard.
And he beat me somehow on a laptop.
Wow, that is depressing, isn't it?
What kind of a laptop is it?
It's almost
I
like
need to rate it on stream.
doesn't bring his tools. You know when he plays bad. Maybe he's actually a true master.
I wonder if it's Alpha up first.
Hope so.
I just want to see more Alpha's EVP. He's been trying to learn like other stuff other than just mass oracles because I'm
What?
kind of trying to drill him into not just doing that always.
But oracles.
They work so well.
You just make the oracles and then you make the zealots.
It
It's kind of
doesn't
like
work
Mass
if people know it's
Phoenix
coming.
together.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Mass oracles is amazing on ladder, but it's just not the kind of thing you want to be doing always in tournaments. So, and that's what he wants to be doing. So I'm teaching him other stuff,
Fair
even
enough.
though I'm not Protoss.
Teach him just like Link Stalker. But PvZ, Link Stalker.
This is a pretty dumb map for Protoss. PvZ.
Oh yeah, is that just 'cause
Actually, just-
the third's hard to take, or
Yeah, the third's hard to take against Zerg, and then against Terran you just get dropped to shit. So. Although it's not as bad as like Catalina, I guess, against Terran, because of there's no dead space.
saw Parting versus Flash yesterday in Pro League on this map. Do you guys watch Pro League?
I was going to, but then I
I
played
watched-
Counter-Strike instead.
Oh, Pro League last night was actually the most hype I've ever seen in StarCraft, pretty much.
There was a lot of hype going around, yeah.
There were like
that cast-
30k viewers on stream, on the English stream, like just alone, and
Man, that
Every
makes
single
me
game
sad that
costs
30,000 is
time.
insane hype these days.
oh
I was
yeah,
just
true.
glad to hear Glade's voice again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, I was enjoying casting. Like in that last game, I was just like, oh my god, Protoss could totally still win, even though I knew they couldn't. I still like the cast got me into it. It was pretty fun. Why don't they just do a top-down view to the map when you go into the detail section?
There's a detail section.
Angles and stuff. Yeah, so you can look at the map.
Oh, map info. Oh man. No, it's all
It's
like
like
it's all 3D and shit. It's much better.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I don't know what's going on this map.
Oh, it's spinny. It's like a big wheel. It spins. The map
Yeah.
spins.
Does it actually spin?
Yeah, it spins. Swear
So
to God.
like, if you start in like the bottom position, suddenly you're in the top position.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the thing. And like all the flying units, they don't rotate with the map.
Yeah.
So you can actually you don't have to research overlord speed if you're in the right map positions.
So they just kind of move.
Yeah, you
What
just
happens
load
if
your
you,
units
like-
into the overlord and then wait for the map to rotate.
You've just got to make sure that you're going against the map.
Yeah. Oh shit, Waldo's here.
So what like, what happens if you leave your overlord in a corner of their base, and then suddenly it's in the middle of their base and getting killed? You're screwed, man. This is why you don't play Zerg. This is the reason.
I don't have anything to say.
Zerg's too hard.
Zerg's too hard. Yeah.
Also, Blar is Chobo Sniper.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because I recognize the name Leo, so.
I think we're gonna remake an overgrowth because this map's retarded, so it sounds good to me. Also, all you peoples in the stream chat, let me know if the audio is balanced right, or if I'm loud or quiet. Also, if I sound like a complete retard, I'll try to change my voice.
Let everyone go.
We're remaking on a different map.
I was like, you're all leaving me. Why do you hate me so much?
The fray in the title should be small caps. Alright, it's becoming small caps. And I know you didn't mean small caps, but you're getting small caps now. It's going to be a copy pastorino level stream title. I sound like a complete retard? Okay, good to know.
Classic.
Alright, here we go. Small
Classic.
caps fray.
Sounding like them.
Yup, yup, yup. Alright, into the next game we go. I've decided to choose this voice. It's less retarded, yes?
Very nice. I like.
Yeah, I like to. This should be a good game.
I want to keep doing the accent, but I can't do anything else.
Accents are fucking hard, man.
I'll just say it over and over again.
I can only do them unconsciously. Sometimes I just lapse into an accent at the most inappropriate time possible.
I've got to like.
But if I actually want to do it, then I can't.
I'm gonna be like, he's on the game. Why you have to be mad?
There you go.
Oh,
yes,
that was
now we play.
That was good. That was really good.
Oh
Now
my
we play
god,
the-
you've practiced that.
Oh, too much. Too much. I don't even know.
I've literally watched that video so many times.
It's just.
Yeah.
Is there a 10 hours version? I'd watch
I had
that.
a friend who used to just always link it to me. So then since then, I just like, I don't know. It's a part of who I am.
Anyway, time for professionalism, guys.
No.
Alright, here we go. Oh, we got the Control N and the Control X, and oh man.
What do they do?
They make the things come up on the screen for the
Wow.
people to watch.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking next level production quality. This is going to be at least Gfinity level.
Yeah.
And we're remaking. Alright.
I like.
Oh man, I thought he was going to say, I'm okay, let's just play it.
Yeah.
And Chobo Sniper
That'd
takes
be
the first
hilarious.
map for eCKo. Very, very quick 1-0 there.
That was beautiful.
I'm not sure on the immediate quit strategy from Alpha. I think the double Stargate Oracle would have been a slightly better choice, but
Nah.
yeah.
I think you should have gone double Robo Observer. Oh,
Double Robo Observer.
you know.
Yeah,
And
because
put-
you can get the 7 observers faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And then you put like an observer on top of each of their overlords, and then you just like you're never gonna get hit by drops.
And then you have as much map vision as the
Yeah.
Zerg does. Wow, that's genius.
And then I wonder if you like if the Zerg drops creep, then whether it'll count as your creep.
I think that's how the game works, Sean. I think
that's
you're right. Yeah.
I think I'm onto a completely new like metagame for PvZ right now.
Yeah.
You watch, we're gonna see Bisu ripping it out soon.
Of course, you
sometimes I don't
name a
even
player
know if
who
I'm
isn't
serious or not.
actually playing StarCraft 2 anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So sad.
I might like I cried the day he was retiring.
I cry every time.
My penis cried as well. Tears of sadness.
Very, very sad tears. All right, let's try this again. Take 2. Spawning up the top right. It's the Red Zerg, which, as we all know, is the best race, except for Terran. It's Turbo Sniper, playing for eCKo. Also known as Blah, playing for Tor. And at the bottom left.
Okay, fine, I won't steal it.
No, you do it, go.
Yes! Okay, so down in the bottom left, we have from Frenetic Array, the Protoss player who loves oracles, Alpha.
I hope we see a lot of oracles. But from what you've told me before, maybe we won't.
Yeah, I won't rule it out completely, because it's probably the style he's more comfortable with, and of course everyone gets encouraged to just play what they're comfortable with, because that usually is what works best in situations like this. So we might see it regardless of him trying some other strats out recently, but yeah. I'm not going to call it either way.
See, what I like to do is I like to start with something that you're comfortable with and make it look like you're doing that, and you just swap it up to something you're not comfortable with. Throw them off their game a bit.
Yeah, so you're saying he should drop the double Stargate, but then not make the oracles.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I agree.
They should proxy them as well. Proxy double Stargate and not make them.
Yeah, proxies generally improve everything.
Yeah.
Like if,
Double engineering bay.
yeah, man. And
I saw that
you proxy one eBay at each of the bases they want to take, and they can't take them.
And then you get upgrades on them too.
Yeah, every time. And you drop mules to repair them.
Yeah.
And by upgrades, I mean like
You
building
mean,
armor.
yeah, building armor and,
tracking.
and bunker capacity. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Because that helps your planetary fortresses.
Exactly.
I mean,
Glad to know everyone knows what's up in
Gotta
this
plan for the
call.
future.
Chobu's being pretty safe. He's got a he is going 15 hatch and he's having a drone
Yeah,
patrolling his natural already.
he stole my ZVP strat apparently. Oh no, he only made 1 hatchery before his pool. This is boring. I actually don't like this at all. I think this is the worst ZVP opening.
Yeah, 15 hatch does get you 1 more drone than 15 pool, but if you want to keep that drone at the natural, it pretty much makes it even anyway. So
Yeah,
there's
that's the
not a
thing.
huge amount of point.
And I
in
feel
doing
like this is the weakest build against cannon rush too.
yeah, it
Because
is.
with a 3 hatch, they have to cannon rush both if they actually want to do anything. And it's pretty hard for Protoss to cannon rush both effectively. Whereas
This is true.
with the hatch first, obviously, yeah, they just have to deny 1 base, and if they manage to deny the 1 hatchery and you don't have drones out of the map, then that's really nice. But, yeah.
So from Alpha, we have Cybernetics core before Nexus, which can sometimes mean early 4-gate pressure stuff.
Yeah, absolutely could be. And he does only have the 1 gas, so that's still a possibility. But it's certainly not for sure. We'll see what happens.
I'm not sure if that's ability he's been practicing recently, but yeah, we'll have to just see.
It's a pretty solid one. Like with the recall on the Mothership core, you can do that build every game if you want to. As long as you manage to recall out in time, then it's pretty hard to end up significantly behind off it.
Yeah, definitely. And if you can snipe the 3rd base, it's amazing, of course.
Oh,
There's
yes.
actually no gas down for Turbo Sniper and no 3rd base. I find this really surprising.
It is really strange. He might be going just like a 4 Queen style, and looks like he is. I have not seen this in Zerg vs Protoss for a long time.
The style that I'm seeing most at the moment is the kind of Solar style reaction to this kind of Cybercore before Nexus, or any kind of gate expand at the moment, I guess, where you go gas around 350 to 4 minutes, and then you get link speed and you get a fair few Zerglings to help you against the kind of pressures that can come.
Oh, and Chobo Sniper does break through that probe in the wall there, which is nice to
Scout
pick up, but the
Zealot.
links don't get to scout much. And of
It's
course,
supposed to die so quick.
yeah, Alpha did throw down his second gas and a forge, so he's not going to be going for any early aggression. But he is possibly moving out for a bit of pressure with this Mothership Core and Zealot here.
What are your thoughts, Sean?
I think that like Zealot Scout was very important there. Like being able to see that he was using that that you did earlier. Very useful. Very useful.
Yep, I agree.
I think also one thing that was telling, Alpha waited for 100 gas before he started up his warp gate upgrade. Showing that he don't care. He don't need it that fast.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the double Stargate. It's happening, guys.
Oh,
It's
oh yes.
I love it.
He's going for the fake out. He's going for the fake out.
Oh, yeah. He's just going to let them get scouted. That's why I put him in the back corner of his base. It's the most obvious spot, right? And then he just doesn't make anything out of them. He did poke at the third there with the Mothership Core and the Zealot, but there are 2 queens to defend. So nothing's going to happen there.
You know, it almost looks like Chobo Sniper's playing a build which just expects the Mass Oracle. He's getting all his queens out to help him against the Oracles. He's not worrying about getting speed or anything really early because he's just expecting Oracles, and you're not going to have to worry about super early pressure if that's going to come.
You know, you're kind of right. Maybe he is metagaming Alpha that hard.
I really think he is.
Really? Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think this might just be his playstyle, but...
I'd agree.
Well, yeah, even if it is, regardless, it's still good versus
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
we can
really
all agree
good.
on that.
Absolutely. Now, how many Oracles does he save up? Does he go with 2 or does he wait for 4? Or is it
Actually,
6?
there's no spores, so maybe I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's got the 4 queens, but he's not making more, and he's not making spores, so... The Oracles still are actually going to do damage, I think.
The thing with this style is you say, well, Oracles, you kind of get some spores and you're okay with it. And then after you build the spores, you kind of sit back, don't make any extra queens. Like, cool, I'm safe versus the Oracles now.
And then 6 Oracles
then-
fly in and kill your spore.
Not just the sport, but the hatchery as well.
Everything.
Queen,
They just
and then all the
kill.
drones at the base if you don't evacuate them immediately.
They just nuke you.
So, yeah, it's surprising how fast Oracles kill buildings when they're in that massive a number, and no one really plays around with this apart from Alphas.
The Overseer's trying to come in. Oh, and he puts off the
doesn't see
Nexus
it.
Cannon. And the Nexus Cannon just denies that Overseer from seeing the Stargate.
Yeah, rookie
But I mean,
move,
I reckon
Alpha.
that Nexus Cannon triggering has got to throw off alarm bells in Chobo Sniper's head that something's back there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
There's no other reason for him to do that because he's going to kill the Overseer anyway.
Yeah, it was going to die like 1 second later anyway. So, I mean, I would like to see emergency spores go down, but apparently
I'm
he's
surprised there haven't been any spores down.
not
got
doing it.
enough minerals. He's got enough drones sitting there to be able to blow them up.
And 4 Oracles are going to move across to Chobo Sniper's main, completely undetected so far.
Just dodging that watchtower.
Yep. There is a roach counter-attack happening. Chobo Sniper just made a bunch of roaches because he wanted to be safe, so now he's going to push in the front with them, and he's at least going to be able to deny any potential third. But, oh man, Alpha's coming out to meet him, which he does not want to be doing.
Stalkers are pretty good.
And here come the Oracles into the main. Oh man, that Queen is not long for this world, and neither are these drones. And man, that kind of hurts. And the roaches are just sitting at the third doing nothing. Chobo Sniper needs to get something done here on the counter-attack.
Wow, Oracles are good against buildings.
Oh yeah, but they need to focus something. What are they doing? Alright, they're going for the natural, that's good. More drones for free, more queens for free. Yeah, wow,
you
at the
definitely
front,
want to kill as many workers as
the
possible.
roaches are focusing down the forge. There's a Nexus Cannon, but Nexus Cannons aren't great against roaches. And that's a lot of roaches.
Yeah,
So,
it looks like he's just going to try and...
I think Chobo Sniper might be able to just bust the front here. There are Zealots being warped in, but also not
There's
going to
2 more. Oh, there's 2 voids finishing. Voids.
Here we go.
Voids when he
Yeah,
swallows
that's really
roaches.
nice actually. These Void Rays are going to be able to clean up the roaches, and the losses he's taken aren't too bad. And meanwhile, these Oracles have done a lot of damage. He's killed 19 drones, and he's forced like Chobo Sniper to stop mining at 2 of his 3 bases for a good 2 minutes here. Really good damage. And Alpha
He's
ends
up
up with the
21
supply
supply
lead.
now.
Yeah, it's massive. And if you're up this
And
kind of
that's-
supply with a double Stargate, it's a pretty nice place to be.
Definitely. There is a Hydra den up, so Alpha might have to be a bit careful, provided enough Hydras come out, but Chobo Sniper doesn't even have the gas, and he doesn't have many on the gas either. So he's
Yeah.
just resaturating his main gases now, but it's going to be a while until he has enough gas for any number of Hydras which will actually help against this.
Yeah, his economy is an absolute shambles. I mean, Alpha's trying to take his third, and these roaches are going to delay him for a little, but the Void Rays are here. They're going to shoo him away, and once this Overlord is dealt with, third is right for the taking. And I feel like if Alpha just takes the third and goes into that Naniwa-style Void Ray charge slot, kind of composition, he's going to be in an amazing position.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing Alpha doing, which is different to how he sometimes plays, is he's keeping on making voids. Sometimes he just keeps on making oracles and he goes around sniping bases like crazy, and then he just dies to the army because he doesn't have anything to deal with it. It looks like right now he's realized how far ahead he is, and now he's just looking to macro up as safely as possible behind how much damage he's done and just make it work from there.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a nice stable play. And he is going into the third with these oracles, focusing down the Spore Crawl, but the Transfuse is there from Turbo Sniper, so it's almost going to pick up an oracle in time. But nice micro from Alpha, and once again, Turbo Sniper has to pull his drones.
Yeah, that's beautiful. He's picking up that, there's such a low spore count. You can see in each base there's what, like, only one spore left in the entire Zerg base.
It's interesting, when Alpha just sent his oracles in then, he used Envision on one of his oracles, just kind of anticipating some kind of a burrow from his opponent for some reason. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Little thing to notice. And he's actually pushing out now.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think in the position he's in, he can do this, but I'm not sure I like it, given that he is taking the third. It's probably safer to just sit back there and, deny any possibility of getting it cancelled.
He's got that mothership core, and this is something I've been telling him to do recently, just pressure the Zerg and make them not drone when they want to.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
So he's not looking to do any damage here, he's just looking to kind of interrupt the Zerg's droning while he macros up safely.
I would like to see him try and get some map vision on the other side of the right-hand side of the map before pushing out, though, because this is at risk of losing his third.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
trying to be a bit of a ninja right now.
But yeah, as it is,
Dark Shrine down.
he's scaring Turbo Sniper, and he's just making units, and he's just going for the fight. Alpha's just taking it, and these oracles tear apart Hydras so fast. Wow.
Whoa, he's gonna win this.
Yeah,
handily.
the Void Race just have nothing to oppose them now.
So he actually made another 2 oracles, so I take back what I said earlier. But I think he's just so far ahead now that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think anything that was coming out of that Stargate was going to be useful, and yeah, it does the job. Turbo Sniper is sort of desperately running across the map with these roaches, trying to get something done, but there's already a cannon up at this third. There's 2 oracles there to defend. Alpha's just got all his bases covered. Really nice first game here from Alpha.
There's a rule that I heard from Pig, which is if a Protoss has more army than you, and more economy than you, and more tech than you, then you're kind of dead as Zerg. There's not much you can really do, and Alpha's in that position now. And he recalls.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb in almost any matchup, to be honest. If you're ahead in every sense, you're probably ahead, but...
Unless you're like Terran or something.
Unless you have Widow Mines, yeah. The new Widow Mines are pretty good. And Zerg can get away with being behind in certain senses, but...
I think last night in the Pro League, all of their matches at the beginning that they were showing, it was just Terran getting way ahead against Protoss and then losing. It was pretty fun to watch. Every single one of them was just exactly the same.
Oh, and here comes a desperate attack from Turbo Sniper, trying to get something done with his measly 12 Hydras, but there are, almost as many Void Races as there are Hydras, and that's not counting the Archons, DTs, and Oracles, so we're going to see a quick GG here, I think. And there it is. Alpha takes the first game for Fray. Nicely done.
Alpha's showing that he's actually refined that style a fair bit. I'm surprised that he still did it, despite like how well he's known for doing that kind of a style. So the question is, will eCKo send out someone in a different matchup, or will they send out someone like Rival to counter that kind of style that Probe usually does?
Yeah, look, I think sending out another Zerg would be a reasonably safe bet, because I think they know that Alpha favors that kind of style a lot. And while he may be capable of other styles, he's maybe not the best at them. So sending someone in who knows that's a possibility, has it in the front of their mind, fresh there, they know that they need to have anti-air defense if they haven't confirmed what Alpha's doing. I reckon someone like Rival would be able to take that pretty easily.
Should send you out, Fox.
Just recruit you on the spot?
Yeah.
Where are you on?
No, I think Fray's the one who needs recruits. They've only got like 3 people in this chat. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Get with the program, guys.
What happened to them?
I think they're a dead team.
Fenner going on to Team Fenner.
Yeah, the thing is, since they became the Root Academy,
Yeah.
they keep losing all their players to Root. I mean, what do you expect?
Cats is pretty greedy.
Yeah.
I had this plan to make this video just completely dissing Fenner on some April Fool's Day, but he joined Root, so it didn't work. But the idea was that I'd introduce it as, "Hi, I'm Fenner from Fenneretic Array."
Whoa.
Shots fired.
And the whole joke was based around that one single pun.
No, the replay I found was ridiculous. It was from his stream. I actually recorded it to try and make it work, but it was him completely sucking versus his 2 racks and then somehow pulling it back and just explaining all the things he does
Right.
and why he's so good at the game.
Of course.
I should probably still do that someday, but
Yeah.
especially if he gets way more recognized. He's already pretty well recognized, though. So.
Fair enough.
Yes, fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I was like, I think that's what we're talking about. But why would he make a pun about himself? That's a bit like, that's some ego there.
No, okay. Okay,
What? What?
it's okay.
Charlie.
No tears.
Don't worry,
Only
don't worry.
dreams.
Oh, it's alright. I dream of Fenner every night. Him and his fishing skills.
Fishing skills?
Yeah, fishing skills.
Please,
You know
do
about his
tell.
fishing skills?
Fishing skills.
He loves fishing.
Really?
Come on, get your Fenner facts down.
Sorry, my Fenifacts are not very good.
Like 6 months ago or something, he lived somewhere where he had like no internet, just so he could fish a lot. Well, not just so he could fish a lot. I think it's because it was the only house he had available. But it also included a lot of fishing, which kind of makes sense if you don't have internet, because I'd probably do that as well. Oh no, yeah, I'd fish if I didn't have internet. So there you go. There's your Fenner fact for the day.
Oh shit, my computer's freezing up. What's going on? No.
I might have to.
Yeah.
You guys-
I'm hungry. What's it right now? Holy shit.
Anyway, good luck, guys.
Thanks for having you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Could you just type in the StarCraft lobby for them tomorrow? The call.
Oh, okay.
Still working. I'm not sure how much of, like, my computer is literally just a black screen right now, so I have no idea if the stream's still up. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, I've got a cursor. I've got a task manager. Come on, task manager. What the fuck is going on? I hate that.
Awesome in chat as well. I'm not actually logged on. Okay. I won't then. I obviously
Oh,
can't log in.
I think we're back. Maybe we're back.
I could actually just check if the stream's playing. That works too.
No, but we need more Kappas.
Kappas.
Alright, I think
it's all fine.
it's all fine now. I have no idea what happened, and I'm very scared it's going to happen again, but should be good. Thanks, Wally.
Okay, if you're all good, type in the chat so they know for sure. They can't trust me.
I'm just going to type Kappa in the chat, and ready when players are. Oh shit, David's in the chat.
So anyway, getting back to what we were saying about the players and who eCKo would send out, they did end up sending out Rival by the looks of it. And
Yeah.
Wally's finally on, and he's left because he gets kicked by Probe.
Wrecked.
Ruthless Probe.
Very ruthless.
And Wally tries again and gets kicked again.
Love it. Anyway, so yeah, I do like this choice from eCKo. Just send out Rival. Don't lose to Double Stargate Oracle and just
I've
crush
disconnected
Alpha.
from the game.
Oh no. We'll get a re.
And Alpha did too.
Well, that's good. They have to re now.
Yeah. I took someone down with me.
Man, I got half a mind to just like ban all these fucking tryhards in my chat. Holy shit. So rude. You are all the biggest net deckers in the universe. Kappa, Fantasy, Kappa, Kappa. Alright.
Most of this just looks like the tour Skype chat has just migrated.
That's probably somewhat accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd I get to play? No flare. I wanted to play. Alright, we got a TBT apparently. Should be fun. Oh, lame.
I need to Google this term. Net decker. Urban Dictionary. One who goes in pursuit of a partial or whole successful deck of cards. Oh, okay. In Hearthstone or Magic. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. We discovered at ACL that there isn't an equivalent term in StarCraft, so we just decided to use NetDecker. And Alpha spawned as Terran, which apparently he was not going for, so we're going to again.
If that happens on ladder to me, I just 2-axe and win anyway, but that's not what you really want to be relying on in this kind of situation. Although Rival wouldn't expect it.
Maybe Rival
didn't.
Maybe he didn't even notice on the score screen. That's a good point.
And to be honest, another thing you'd have to be wary of is the fact that if you don't scout ZVP and you just all of a sudden have a Terran going against you in a map like that, then you're not going to scout the 2-axe coming, and it actually could work.
Yeah.
So Alpha missing out on a pretty solid opportunity there.
Yeah, I don't like his choice to here. I would have liked to see the 11-11.
You have to play the styles that you're not comfortable with sometimes.
Yeah, you have to step out of your comfort zone every now and again. And I think when the situation is trying to beat a Zerg, staying with Protoss is just being stubborn. It's not smart.
Especially when it's an important game like this. You don't want to do what you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
As we're about to see. But I do generally think Rival will have a much easier time versus Oracles if they come out.
Yeah, well, I think for two reasons. One, that he's probably just a more solid player overall. And then second, just because he's seen that last game, he knows what happens. It should be right at the forefront of his mind.
Definitely.
But anyway, let's get into this. In the bottom right, coming out for eCKo to try and take down Alpha after Alpha took out Turbo Sniper in quite stylish fashion last game. It's Rival, or King Henry, as we know him.
And in the top left of King Sejong, we've got spawning as a red Protoss, Alpha winning that last game for Frenetic Array. I screwed up the order of that so much.
No, it's good. It's good. You got to mix it up. Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing.
Yeah, it's like if you're writing an essay, you have to write a different start to each paragraph. Otherwise, you bore people out a bit.
Yeah, so you have to just stare at your thesaurus and try and get a new clause to put in there that means exactly the same thing.
Well, I've got Urban Dictionary still open, so that might help.
That's helpful. We've got the Drone Scout coming out from Rival. He's just playing super safe. I think he knows that he is the favoured player in a macro game here. He's just going to go for the early Drone Scout, work out exactly what's going on, and deal with it. And I like it. I like the choice.
Alternatively, we might see a 15 hatch in the natural. Not going to say that is actually a very valid possibility, but
it happens. It's not bad. I think Protoss players have worked out how to deal with it. It used to be a build where Zergs would just go for it every game because they would end up ahead every game. But we do see Rivals decided to just go for the hatchery in his own natural, a much more conventional play. And I'm expecting to just see a 3-hatch before pool because he's got this Drone Scout in here. He knows he doesn't have to worry about any kind of cannons.
Yeah, I'd be expecting the same as well. There's no reason not to at this point.
Yeah. And we do see him going to 17 drones. That's almost certainly what it's going to be. And yep, the other drone comes out now. Now we might see him try and block the Nexus here, or the Cybercore. And Alpha does like going for that Cybercore before Nexus, which I guess is fair enough given that he hasn't quite scouted Rival.
It does definitely help on the timing of the Stargates if he does choose to go for them.
Yeah, that's true as well. But
yeah, I really would want to see something different out of Alpha this game. If his teammates aren't telling him to do something different in this game, then they should be telling him that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's not going to work again. I'm just going to say that. There's no way it should happen. He might do it just because, like, if that happens to be always practice, maybe that's just what is going to give him the best shot, even if they know what's coming. But I certainly would much rather see almost anything else.
It'd be really cool if it actually happens and he actually wins with it again, just so that we're proven wrong.
Yeah, I would love.
yeah.
I would love to see that happen. I just don't think it's very likely.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're seeing Rivals going full gasless here. He's not taking
wait
a
a second.
gas.
Alpha's hiding a probe.
He is.
This, to me, is a sign that he's not going to do the oracles. Or he's going to proxy something here. But I think
he's going to proxy
just
2
gonna do a
Stargates
pylon.
here. No, I think
it wouldn't be
I would like to
2-1
see a
if he does
4-gate. I would really love to see a 4-gate here, and he is
Yeah,
chronoing that
same.
cybercore, so it looks like that's
Okay,
what it's going to be.
it's probably going to be that 4-gate.
Yeah, almost certainly a Zealot 4-gate onto the 3rd there.
Rival doesn't have his Overlord close enough to that cybercore to see these chronos going off either, so it could be anything at this point.
But he is seeing there's 2 gates, so that's at least a hint that something like this could be coming. But yeah, I would like to see him float that Overlord over just to look at that cybercore, because like it's really no safer where it is now than it is, you know, sort of 2 inches to the northwest. So
Yeah, definitely. And perking with your overlords constantly when they're in a safe position like this is a really safe bet to do as well. There's also been no stalkers seen at this point, but I guess in this position, Zergs can be kind of careful sometimes.
yeah. Now there are some lings out on the map, but they barely miss this stalker, this probe rather, just going around it. But all these lings are they're going to see the pylon. They do barely see the pylon on the edge of their vision. So Henry should notice that and move over there pretty soon. And we do see him start more lings, so he's probably going to be safe against this incoming 3-gate, as it happens to be.
Let's see, he's actually pretty... No, he's on an okay amount of drones for this. Usually you do have a spine at the 3rd as well, if it's going to be a 4-gate.
Goes down now. Yeah, because it's just a 3-gate, he's going to be perfectly fine, I think.
Oh, I know this build. I've actually seen this happen before, because I actually showed Alpha this build. I'm pretty sure he's going to go into Robo after this.
Yeah, it's just a bit of trying to scare him and then go into a Immortals. Is that it?
Yeah, and then taking a 3rd behind it.
Right. But he's really taking his time and throwing down a lot of pylons, and I don't like this at all. He's not going to get anything dine. There's already a bunch of lings. There's a spine nearly done, and there's more lings on the way.
Yeah, I agree. I think the extra pylons won't help him at all. It's
I feel like
throwing resources away.
Yeah, if he just stuck with the 2 pylons and recalled the first 3 zealots out of there, he's done enough economical damage. But because he's committing more and more, these lings that Rival made end up being very useful rather than dead weight, which is what they would have been otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. And that time warp at the end might have been a bit of a mistake as well, because now we can't recall away either.
No recall on these lings and queens are going to overwhelm, and the Mothership Core goes down. Not the best micro from Alpha there. That's kind of painful to see.
We do actually see an extra 10 lings again out of Rival though, and these lings aren't going to do anything extra, so...
Especially given that he doesn't have speed.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad. But it's not the end of the world, and he is still slightly up on drones, and with a 3rd already established, that's a pretty nice place to be.
Yeah. So at this point, Alpha really wants to gear towards... Oh, he's getting
Stargate. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. They're not really going to complement the sentries too well.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is what he's comfortable with, so... I actually know, even in that situation, you kind of have to make sure everything's synergizing together with your build, and this won't really help him too much. These things aren't going to do anything at the moment because they have no speed.
Yeah, they shouldn't have got anything done anyway, but they're just sort of sharky around the front, making sure they should be making sure no 3rd's gone down. He actually hasn't checked that.
I guess that is one thing that they are doing, preventing any 3rd coming up, but yeah, he didn't check it at all, so maybe he's just expecting that not to be the case. Maybe he was keeping an eye on that Overlord to see if any probes are coming out that way, but...
Yeah, and we've got Phoenix coming out from Alpha, and I really don't like this at all. Phoenix, when behind, don't tend to do much.
Yeah, definitely. And Rival, has he... Yeah, he's seeing it right now. He's even seeing that they are Phoenix coming out.
Yeah,
so
he knows
just
exactly
drop 2 spores at each base, or 1 if he's...
Yeah, he just goes for 1, which I like. You do, every now and again, the Phoenixes are able to pick off some drones at the gases, but you're typically reasonably safe with 1 spore and 1 queen at each base.
Yeah, it's really dependent on how many Phoenixes there are. If there's, like, 6 to 8, then you'd want 2 at each base, but if there's only a handful, like 3 to 4, then you're really safe with 1 at each base.
Yeah, I agree. And Alpha is moving out to take his 3rd now, and the Lings of Rival are just around the corner. And if he chooses to take this fight, it shouldn't go well for him, but it does depend on force fields. And he's going to go for it. No, he pulls out. He realizes there's no way he should get anything done there.
Alpha has been working on his force field control a bit recently, so he would be in an okay spot there, I think, if Rival was to go in. And of course, there is no link speed, so that's another
Yeah,
factor
really
to
late link
consider.
speed. But we do see Rival is going for the melee upgrades, so he's going to stay on these links. It looks like Hydra Link for now, but quite possibly transitioning into Infestor or Hive Tech. And I do like this against Stargate.
Yeah, definitely. So we're seeing the Sentry Zealot actually splitting up a bit, although Rival isn't really paying attention either. So.
He was focused on the Oracle at his base, which did manage to get 3 drone kills. I really like that, actually, that after his first Phoenix got scouted, he switched over to an Oracle. That's pretty cute. I mean, it doesn't get much done anyway, but it's just, you know, it's a nice way to throw a little bit of a mind game in there and trick him.
Definitely, and Oracles, they're really good at staying alive and getting things done over a large period of time.
Yeah, and those extra spells they have, they do retain their value. It's not just like you have to go and get kills immediately, but getting 3 kills like this and keeping the Oracle alive, absolutely worth it.
So I believe Rival's just going to go for a massive bust with Hydras and Lings when he gets to 1-1 with his Zerglings, and once he also gets that Hydra range upgrade.
Yep.
Because he hasn't taken a 4th base yet. Oh, he's taking it just now, but still, the timing of this 4th base kind of is a bit of a tell that he's going to do something
And we
like
do have
that.
the Spire behind. This is exactly how I play CVP, except I usually go ranged upgrades. But just get that Hydra Link attack going. It's just amazing against any kind of Stargate play. And then have the Spire behind it, so that if you do manage to take out all the Phoenix, you can just switch it to that Mutas.
Yeah, and there is only 1 Phoenix still, so interesting that Alpha was trying to do a bit of a trick there. And it's also interesting on Rival's side that he is getting those melee upgrades and not getting an Infestation Pit anytime soon, so if he was wanting to go up to Ultras, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I think he's more just going to go Mutaling at this stage. And the fight is happening. Good force fields there trap some of the Hydras, and some of the Lings are also stuck behind. So this is almost as good a fight as Alpha could hope for, but the army's just way too big for the Rival.
Yeah, Alpha's army just disappeared there, and the Mothership Core goes down for no real reason.
Yeah, but
Another force field needs to come down.
Oh no, and he misses it.
Late.
But like even when you're playing from an even position, to beat this kind of Hydra Ling attack, you need some kind of splash damage.
Yeah.
So when you're behind and all you've got is Gateway units and Void Rays, there's just no way. And Rival's just swarming the Natural now. He's overrunning everything, killing the Cyber Core, killing the Natural Nexus. And Alpha's just got to come to terms with the loss at this point.
Yeah, if anyone was wondering why we were kind of cringing at the Stargate being chosen instead of a Robo, this is why.
Yeah.
They don't really complement the rest of the army too well. You have a lot of trouble versus this kind of stuff. And even in, considering the position Alpha was in, he should have tried to draw it out, and Robo would have really allowed him to do that a lot easier.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Colossus are the way you hold that pound of push.
Definitely. Okay, well, Frey's gonna have to send someone else out. Alpha is not the strongest Frey player, so I think that there's plenty out there who can beat Rival. Crimson's a pretty strong choice, Wally's a pretty strong choice, and to be honest, Frey has almost entirely Zergs apart from Alpha and Hut, so I think we should be expecting a ZVZ next.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And yeah, I think Alpha should be pretty happy coming out with 1 kill.
Yeah, definitely.
Frey's probably not too worried about that at all. What they would be worried about, I guess, is how many players they actually have showed up, because at the moment it's just 2.
Yeah, Wally's having some technical difficulties, so he's not logging on just yet. And yeah, it looks like it's going to have to be Crimson if he's the only one on. Wonder where Alopex is at. But yeah, of course you just have to use the players you have on at the time. You can't really send people out who aren't online. So it's almost definitely going to be, wow. English, very good. But yeah, I think we should be expecting Crimson next versus Rival.
Which should be a pretty good match.
Happened. Yeah, it happened in a tournament recently, and I remember good games happening out of that too.
Alpha killed Turbo Sniper.
Yeah. I can't remember what tournament that was. It might have been a Friday Fun Night or one of those, but...
apparently, we've got the inside knowledge from the Twitch chat. It's going to be Billy.
Billy?
Yeah. The secret weapon, Billy, is just going to come out, just reverse all kill. Even if that's not possible anymore, he's still going to do it.
So, Billy I don't think he's the most active at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be ZVZ regardless, and Rival ZVZ is actually quite strong, so I
Yeah, it's
would
super
actually
scary.
favor Rival in this situation.
I think Rival is one of the top players in Australia at the moment. I was surprised to see him only make it as far as I think he got 7th to 8th at ACL. I was expecting to
Yeah.
see him top 4, to be honest. But his Zerg vs Protoss was a bit shaky, so he got knocked out by some. I can't remember who was knocked him out. I think it was Pigeon and another Protoss. Oh no, it was Pigeon and NXZ maybe, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I think Rival has at least even odds against anyone Fray can send out at this point, to be honest. But if it is a Zerg vs Zerg against Crimson or Wally or Elapex, then it should be a very good game.
It is a bit unfortunate that Trobo Sniper got picked off first by Alpha, just for the fact that Trobo Sniper's ZVZ is pretty solid, and I think he could have had a fighting chance against some of these Zerg players from Fray. So it would have been interesting to see if a different pick from eCKo could have been stronger for the first choice. Not necessarily stronger player-wise, but maybe a different race or someone who's better suited for Alpha's style.
Yeah, it's true. But I think Rival and Probe both have very strong first Zerg matchups. So I don't think they need to be worrying.
Yeah, that is true. Probe for sure. He's probably, if the clan war doesn't end before Probe comes out, Probe's going to be wrecking most of the Fray players, I think, just for the fact that Fray, like I said earlier, is mostly Zerg players, apart from just 2 being Alpha and Hut. And yeah, his EVP in the Southeast Asian scene is pretty godlike.
It's amazing. Like Probe.
I mean, PVZ, not well. Yeah, same thing, I guess.
Yeah. Probe is the one Protoss in Southeast Asia that I am just terrified to play every time, because he's not only is he really solid, but he has a really big selection of builds. He's very versatile, and so you never know what's coming out when you play him, and that in a Protoss player is very strong. Especially in PvZ. So much of PvZ is about the mind games. It's about trying to deny that information and capitalize on that.
It is interesting, though. I think that, like, personally, I think, although Probe does have a large array of builds to choose from, there are aspects of his play that are quite predictable and that you can capitalize on if you, like, study him enough. But
just choose Protoss, right? You just choose Protoss against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can actually say that for any player, really, that if you study them enough, then there are things that they do consistently across all their builds that you can capitalize on.
Yeah. But yeah, just on like the basest possible level, he's just versatile compared to a lot of other players. Like if I'm going up against Pez, I'm 95% sure he's going to take a third base every time.
Yeah.
Because that's just how he likes to play. And on the other hand, if I go up against Frustration, then if he takes a third base, it's going to be because I stopped his 2 base all in, right? That's how it works. So
Yeah.
when you go into a game already knowing almost for sure that's what's going to happen, then you can bias your play towards it so easily and just put you as a Zerg player in a really comfortable position. So I think it's really important for Protoss in this matchup in particular, but in all matchups really, to just have lots of options that you throw in. You don't even have to throw them in regularly. You can just have like a couple of weird builds that you throw in every 5th game, every 10th game. Just make sure a Zerg can't metagame you. Yeah, those NX need some work in the SC2 chat. I can't believe all the beautiful Unicode characters don't work in StarCraft.
Yeah, it's horrible. Pretty sure the Unicode heart works, but I can't remember how to do that.
Ah, yeah, it does. Oh, I got a heart, and a club, and a spade.
That's like some of the few things that actually work.
Yep, it's not a very good font. Chinese works. Anyway, it looks like I'm in a 1v1 against Crimson. Should be fun.
Good luck, have fun. And for some reason, it's not letting me join.
Interesting.
I clicked to enter the lobby and then nothing happened. So everything happened on the loading that happens up the top, and then it just disappeared, and I was still staring at Kerrigan's face. Just an awkward silence.
Look, the game's only been out for 4 years. You've got to give it some time to just iron out these bugs, okay?
Well, it isn't free to play, so obviously that means there's less money coming in.
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
That's how
free
it
to
works.
play means there's more money,
Yeah.
and yeah, who would have thought?
I can't believe they've added skins, they've added hats, but they haven't monetized either of them.
Yeah,
What? Just what?
and even name changes, you can go back to that as well.
Yeah, they keep saying they were going to let you pay for name changes, but nope, never happened.
Yeah.
What are these fools
Everything's
doing
in
waiting
place for all of these, but
Yeah, they just don't want to make more money. I guess they're just like, well, we have Hearthstone and WoW, right? That's where the money is. StarCraft
Yeah.
is just like, I think there's David Kim and one programmer, and that's about it.
it's probably some pretty solid logic that you're using along the lines of, well, we haven't made a huge amount of money from StarCraft compared to our other games, so we won't in the future either.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame, but whatever. It's still a fun game. We can still play it.
Nah, dead game.
Dead game? Okay,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
fun.
Sorry, dead game.
Dead game as we saw at Pro League yesterday. As I saw, because you weren't watching.
I was too busy playing the Alive games, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. As predicted, it is coming out from Fray. The orange Zerg in the bottom right. Crimson.
And because I'm getting all the winner introductions in the top position, top slightly to the right position, can't really call it completely top right, we have the blue Zerg from eCKo Esports, Rival. Both these guys are very strong Zerg players and pretty good at CBZ, so
Yeah.
interesting map for it too. This map has some pretty hard third bases to take. They're like whichever one you choose, they're pretty far away from your natural. So it does help with muted base play a bit, even though it's like not a huge map, just because muters can deny that third a bit easier, and also of course speedlings as well for the same reason.
Yeah. Now, both of these players in CBZ can be very cutthroat. Like, I'm never surprised from either of these players to see either something like a 9-pull or something less conventional like a Roachling All-In come out. They do throw that in quite a bit. So that can be pretty scary to deal with. But it looks like this game we are going to have two 15 hatches.
Yep, fairly identical at the moment. The only real huge difference we see at the moment is the scouting overlords. Crimson's getting one in first, and Rival is going to get a late scout. And of course, whenever you get a late scout on a map like this, you always worry like, crap, well, he's seeing that I'm 15 hatching. Is he just going to get a build win or something? Because I can't see what he's doing.
Yeah, it's always a very uncomfortable position to be in when you know your opponent has perfect info on you and you don't know anything. And especially when you're doing a build like this where there are blind counters.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of it's a little bit of a tentative feeling. It is going to work out fine for Rival, but it does mean that he doesn't get this opportunity to take the gas. I'm not sure if he wanted to otherwise, but Crimson is perfectly safe to take this gas before pull. And this is an amazing position to be in, to have this really early speed at no risk. It's really nice.
Yeah, it does look at this point like Rival's planning to play at Gasless. On this map, it's fairly strong because there isn't a huge ramp, and you can wall it off pretty solidly. Not huge in comparison to, say, King's Sejong Station. So 2 Evos, Roach Warren, and some Queens and a Spine will make you very safe against any all-ins.
Yeah, it's not quite Habitation Station, but it is a very nice gasless map.
Definitely. And one problem with the gasless style, though, on this map is the third, like I was saying, is very far away. So securing it off of roaches can be quite hard off gasless. So one thing that I've seen players do recently is either go for upgraded speedlings or go just speedlings but still getting the roach upgrades, just so you can pressure your opponent and take the third behind it.
Yeah, it's been very popular, actually. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Solar and Jadong are 2 players I've seen do that quite a bit recently, in particular. And sometimes if you go the upgraded Link style, you just get instant wins regardless, just due to your opponent not realizing what was happening early enough.
Yeah. We do see Rival trying to scout with these Lings, but one does get into the main, and I think he will be able to just barely see the gas timing.
This is really important if he sees that gas.
Yeah, and he does, and he knows that it was speed and that he's pulled off.
The pool of gas is we can probably attribute that to the fact that Crimson knows that it's gasless.
Yep, and it's very.
He's going links. I'll say he's doing it because he can get more drones out, but he's going for a speedling all in here, and it's going to hit really early before the creep's even there to make the evos.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bit again, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, these are when you go for this speedling opening against the gasless, you basically got two options. You either make these lings or you don't. And the threat is always there, of course. And we see Henry's going to have to try and put up a wall ASAP, but the speedling's almost at his base. He needs to get this last evo down, and he doesn't get it. No! And they're in the main, and they're in the natural. They're all in the main, actually. And oh man, this is brutal. He has no units. He doesn't even have a roach warren. All he can make is slow lings at this point.
That was simply him not microing the evos to go up fast enough.
Yeah,
And,
he just didn't put them down. I don't think he had the money.
and now he's making all these slowlings as well. So,
Yeah.
no, he did have the money actually. He had 400 minerals.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is just
It's just sloppiness, I guess.
really surprisingly like a huge mistake from him.
Yeah, and he's lost so many drones or queens already. Like, this game's almost over. It doesn't matter that he got the wall up. In fact, the wall's almost, you know, a benefit for his opponent now because Rival's going to have to break it down eventually. But the drone count is now 32 to 17, doubling his opponent's drone count. Crimson's just perfectly safe to take his Roach Warren, take a third pretty soon, and I don't see a way he can lose this game, to be honest.
So if Crimson were to micro it correctly, he could actually keep those lings all alive for a fairly long period of time, and he is picking up a few more drones now, so
Oh, it doesn't
it
quite
get
get the
even more
last.
worthwhile.
But yeah, that's fantastic damage. And yeah, here, Rival has to kill his own Evo Chamber at some point.
At this point, Crimson could actually just choose to go Banelings and mass Bane bust down the front, and he would actually still be okay, despite there being this really solid wall.
He can choose any unit he likes and just make it.
I wonder if Hydras would work in this situation. Just mass.
They
Hydra Bane.
probably actually would, to be honest. He probably could go Hydra League against Pure Roach and still win.
That's the kind of strategy that I do when I'm like facing Bronze Leaguers, and I want to. I just like ask someone, "Hey, what unit should I make just for funsies?" But it would be amazing to see in a serious game something like that actually happen.
Yeah,
When someone gets this far ahead. But we're just going to see Crimson actually play safe and get a third base, of course.
Yeah.
In this situation, I'd actually like to see Mutas just to deny the third base forever.
Yeah, absolutely. This is when you're ahead like this, mutas are a really, really good choice to just solidify that lead, basically.
At the same time, though, Roaches will do the same kind of strategic thing.
Well, yeah, roaches are basically just a brute force. I have more money than you. I'm going to have more roaches than you. There's not much you can do about it. I'm going to smash your front down at some stage. I think the only unit he could go for that wouldn't win in the game is probably the Corruptor. But even then, he'd get some good supply box going. You know, it might work.
Yeah, kill all the Overlords. That actually sometimes was a thing versus Muta. I mean, I'm not sure if it was a very good thing, but I did see that happen.
Yeah, Corruptors aren't actually that fantastic against mutas. Like, they win a 1v1, but once you get like high counts, I think the bouncing from the muta shots, the mutas end up being pretty much cost effective anyway. And when you throw in the mobility,
true.
yeah, mutas come out on top every time. That's why we need Scourge, right?
So, yeah, there's not a huge amount of action happening at the moment. We just see Crimson still way up in the drone count, and that's just going to increase further and further as... Oh, wait a second, we've got a Ling move out, and yeah, Rival just finished his speed, so it looks like he's going for a mass Zergling all in to try and get something happening this game. And this is a good idea, actually, just if Crimson was to overdrone.
Yeah, I do like it, and I think, yeah, if Crimson was overdroning, or if he was going for reasonably delayed mutas, I guess that would be by this stage, then this has got a pretty good chance of killing him. But obviously with this many +1 roaches, not much is going to happen. He does almost get a run by, but Crimson blocks the ramp with his own speed links, and there's the GG.
Crimson getting a pretty good win versus Rival there.
Yeah, very convincing.
As I say, mid-burp.
But yeah, it was really just down to that small micro mistake by Rival. Didn't get the wall up in time.
Yeah, he bunched his 3 drones for the Evo chambers all together to the north side of where he was making the wall. So he'd tell each drone to make an Evo chamber, not all at the same time, and then once the first Evo was down, he'd tell the next one, and it was really slow. And the creep was all there in place, so there's no real huge excuse you can use there. I mean, you can blame it on lag maybe, but I don't really see any other really solid reasons for why something like that would happen.
Yeah, it was a bit uncharacteristic, because normally Rival is very on top of his control. Maybe he just didn't see it for a long time and he was panicking.
Yeah, this is true. That is something that happens occasionally,
Yeah.
where you see it the last second and then, yeah,
And it's like, oh, how do I make Evos?
yeah.
But Crimson taking that game brings it to 2-1 in the favor of Fray. So we're going to have to see someone else come out from eCKo. And Rival going down is a big deal because he is one of their top 2 players. And I expect they were, planning on him getting more than 1 kill. So looking a little rough for eCKo.
I'd actually be interested to see if Frey's actually planned anything for the stronger players of eCKo, like Probe Probe in particular. Like if they don't have something planned for Probe, then I'd be worried. But let's look at who else there is on eCKo. There's Chan Kim, of course. Who else? I should just open the thread.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to get a good list.
Yeah, the easiest way to get a list, some do say, is by opening a list.
By looking at the list, yeah, it's not bad.
So Snitzel is another player who is online at the moment and is a possibility. Enoch's in the chat as well. We might see him, I'm not completely sure. It is a best of 9 though, so that actually wouldn't be off. Yeah, that's probably something that could happen.
Absolutely could.
Actually, yeah, all of the eCKo Protosses are online, so it might be all Protoss from here on.
Uh-oh. Are you ready for a 2-hour game? Creamy is in the building.
This coming.
Oh, man.
Oh, good map for it too.
It is a good map for it.
Amazing map for it, actually. The third's very well covered if you go Mac.
Yeah.
Notice how I say if.
When
you go Mac.
No, if. He could make Marines. Maybe.
There's no ifs here. If he makes Marines, he makes 4 to cover his bunker at the start.
No, he could do a full Ruined, where you know that everyone knows you mech, and so instead you go 2-port Banshee into bio.
Yep, that's definitely a possibility. In fact, I haven't seen a Terran put 2 gas geysers down right at the start of the game in so long that that it actually would throw Zergs off now, I think.
Yeah.
I always check for it just in case, because I'm sure that one day I'm going to get a Terran who builds 2 refineries right away. But that hasn't been for a good few years now, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I miss the days of the 1 depot Banshee. The 18 supply Banshee. That was the best build in the world.
I thought you were going to say the 1 depot 3 racks all in, which I'm surprised I haven't seen on Nimbus, to be honest. Because
yeah. Nimbus is a map where that works again.
Yeah.
That was fun too, yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a thing where you'd wall at the bottom of the ramp because that's how you could wall with 1 depot and a barracks.
Yeah, before they put those blockers in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really annoying when every Terran started doing it every game, whether or not they were all in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just had to sort of camp at the bottom of the map and look for the supply drop, and that's when you knew, oh shit. Anyway, into this game. Let's see, let's go with Crimson first. Up the top right. Playing for Frenetic Array. Once again, the orange Zerg, my favorite Zerg color. Taking out Rival last game with a nice little speedling all in. It's Crimson.
And down in the bottom position of merry-go-round, we've got the mech player, almost definitely mech. I'll be surprised if he doesn't play mech this game, to be honest, because that's what he's most experienced in. It is Creamy from eCKo.
Yeah, and yeah, he does play, like, mech is basically the race that he plays.
Yeah, it is almost a separate race, to be honest.
It's a good race too. Yeah, I like it. It's a pretty good race, and we are seeing the 11 racks coming out from Creamy, so this is going to be a super fast Reaper, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a pretty good map for Reapers as well. You do have a fair bit of ramp space. Not ramp space, but what do you call that? Wall space to jump up?
Yeah, okay, you don't call it whatever I just said anyway. But yeah, jumpy, hoppy places. I don't know what you call it. Cliffs? Jumpable cliffs? Something like that. Yeah.
Apparently cliff is the word for where there is a wall which has ground above it.
One of those jumpity hoppity bits, you know?
Jumpity hoppity.
Yeah. Those ones.
Turns out Reapers are just masters of hopscotch.
Crimson going for the drone scout. Not something I haven't seen in a while in this matchup. I guess he just wants to confirm where his opponent is, and and he's just going to let his Overlord finish the scout off, which I like.
That actually is a good idea. Yeah, try and scout in the position where your Overlord won't scout it, so that you get the scout regardless of where they are.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And he's going to see this barracks, and in a few seconds you'll see the Reaper, and everything's pretty normal. Meanwhile, back at home, he's gone up to 1 gas. I think that was dropped after the pool or around the same time. And so he's going to get his speed up reasonably quickly. Very normal stuff from both players.
Yeah, there's not too much to be seen right now. No crazy 2-port Banshee, unfortunately.
Not yet, anyway. Come on, put the gas down. You know you wanna.
Any second now.
Or no, what you do is first you make the CC, so it looks normal. Then you take the gas and another gas, and you go 3-port Banshee.
Yeah, that can work.
It can.
Why am I being optimistic with this?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if Crimson is familiar with Creamy.
Creamy isn't a player that I've seen too much of recently, so...
Yeah.
He does actually play mech pretty uniquely compared to some players. We do have this Reaper coming in at the moment, though. One extractor having to be built. No real huge amount of damage being done yet, though. No drones going down. He will pick up a few lings, though, by the looks of it.
None yet, but he's getting some damage done on 1, and he'll probably kill 1 or 2. There's 1 goes down. Pretty inconsequential, really. Those lings were made to die to Reapers. That's their job. Just delay until the queens are out.
That's a really brutal way of looking at it.
Oh, this Reaper's in a little bit of danger. Oh, he barely gets away. 1 hit, or 2 hits away from death. Not too bad.
So yeah, like I was saying, Creamy has some pretty unique things he does when he plays mech. One thing is his Hellion and Hellbat usage. He likes to make a fair amount of Hellions, as you do with mech, and then he just sends them cross map to an outer base and transforms them all into Hellbats and snipes the base down.
Yeah, Hellbats are surprisingly good against buildings.
They're surprisingly good versus everything, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some things that they're good against that you're not surprised about, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But when they start slaughtering roaches, that's when you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Creamy does have a pretty unique mech style, and I've seen it is somewhat varied too. Because sometimes he'll be pushing across the map before he's even maxed, trying to kill a Zerg off 3 bases. Other times he'll go full of Uh-oh.
Yeah, 12 speedlings and another 12 on the way.
Wow.
And a roach run on the way as well.
Ooh, Crimson is getting very aggressive this game. And these speedlings are going to come off the ramp and see a Tech Lab factory, and they're going to go, wait, what?
Yeah, this is really unexpected that Creamy is still on 1 base.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think Creamy's build is going to work out fantastically for him here, because this looks like it's going to be a follow-up Roach Ling all in. And the tank is exactly what you want.
Yeah, Creamy's just hard countering the build from Crimson, despite maybe not knowing that this build was coming from Crimson.
Yeah, I think this is just standard Creamy.
So, well, yeah, we do have Crimson droning up behind us. After seeing that tank, it is the right choice.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really get any all-in done if there's a tank there.
Needs to babysit those lings a little better there. Lost quite a few for free. And these lings can delay this command center for a little longer, but I think it's now getting to the stage where the Reapers and this 1 Hellion can probably just take them on. But I'm
really have a really fast starport and a reactor for the starport as well, so...
I guess it's going to be a Hellbat drop? Yeah, oh no, that's an eBay, not an armory. I'm not sure what this is then. Oh, he's going to go Banshee Hellion. Okay, that makes a bit of sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I called it too early saying that the reactor was for the starport. It was just the placement that Creamy went for, where he was putting the buildings next to each other that way.
Yeah, sick mind games.
Yeah.
It's designed to throw off the casters, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the 3rd base is going down for Crimson, which is not the fastest in the world, but at least it's happening. And these speedlings are getting a little done, killing an SEV, maybe a second. Checking what's going on, and he sees those really quick double gases for natural, so he should know that it's going to be mech, just from seeing that.
There's still nothing that shoots upwards for Creamy, so this Overlord coming in is going to be able to see a lot by the looks of it.
Yeah, shooting up is a good skill to have, but he doesn't have it right now, so Crimson's going to know exactly what's going on here.
Oh, this tank positioning. Just picking up a few extra lings because they were in a bad spot. And yeah, the tank positioning on this map is amazing. This is kind of why we were saying that it was so good earlier.
Yeah.
Creamy's actually making a Viking to try and deal with this Overlord now instead of a Marine, which is interesting. He even has barracks rallied up to the Overlord, but he's making a Viking instead.
I don't mind it. I mean, he knows his cloak's been scouted, so making the second Banshee probably isn't that useful.
Yeah, true. And the Viking will be able to pick off extra Overlords as well, whereas a single Marine might not be able to do too much extra apart from picking off that one Overlord.
Yeah,
So,
having one
not a bad
Viking
choice.
out on the map early on can be really, really useful. Because a lot of Zergs do like to spread out their Overlords early on to cover the dead space, and if they do that, then one Viking can sometimes get 4 or 5 Overlord kills. But
In
as
this
expected,
situation, though, yeah, we don't have too much Overlord spread, so it should only be the 2 Overlords that get picked off near Creamy's base.
yep. And the double armories have gone down, and now the factories are starting. Crimson sees everything. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's going into double upgrades for his roaches by the look of it, which is pretty much what you want. And I would not be surprised to see an infestation pit go down for the swarm host. It's a bit of a personal taste thing, whether you want to do that or just stick with pure roach.
It'd be interesting if we saw some kind of a roach drop thing coming out, but I don't really expect that kind of thing happening. The upgrades would already be going probably for something like that. And with a Viking already out for Creamy, it does discourage the Zerg from doing that kind of a thing. So
And he's still only started the Carapace upgrade, actually. He hasn't started the +1. So I'm
Oh,
really
okay.
curious if that's a mistake or if this is some really strange build. But there's no Spire or Infestation Pit, so there's nothing he's saving the gas for.
it should be a mistake. He just probably
Yeah.
hasn't realized that there's no upgrade on the other Evo chamber. I
Yeah.
haven't got the correct observer interface to see if he's got 2 upgrades on that single Evo chamber, which is something that sometimes happens.
Yeah, that might be it. He might have thought he had both selected, but only selected one.
The
I-
Banshee
I
actually
can't
just
tell you
started the
either.
3rd base of Crimson, by the way, to a Spore.
Yep. Not the best micro there, but he did get quite a few drone kills before he went down, so it's not too bad. And it's now 57 SCVs to 60 drones, and the 3rd for Creamy is out, so Creamy's actually ahead on income at this stage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. But the Lings are coming in, they're trying to get some fresh mules, and hold position there, but they don't actually connect with much, so... Oh, really nice though, the tank ends up killing both of those mules. So that's 600 minerals down the drain. Nice harassment from Crimson.
At the same time, though, that was a
Whoa,
fair few
whoa,
Lings for
whoa,
the amount of damage they did.
Whoa.
Well,
There are 4 barracks in production. And
Whoa.
double bio upgrades going. It's biomech.
it's probably Marauder mech.
It is.
Yeah.
He's going full of Illo. This is amazing. He's just decided that he's going to make both units.
This is actually really good on free base. I think he's not really planning to take a 4th, given that on this map it probably is a bit harder, apart from maybe the 4th over to the right of where Creamy's bases are.
Yeah, but I can't
So-
imagine this is going to fare very well against the Swarm hosts.
Yeah, this is true. It would do a lot better versus Roaches, which is what Creamy's seen.
Yeah. But,
so,
of course, he
yeah,
always
we'll
has the
wait and
option
see.
for drops. And drops are very strong against Swarm hosts. So that might stretch Crimson a bit. But yeah, this is
Oh, yeah,
really
that's
interesting.
definitely
I have not seen a style like this in a long time. And it is
Yeah,
actually going to be
Medevacs
mostly
would be
Marines.
Oh, mostly
4
Marines.
reactor
Interesting.
racks. So yeah.
Yeah, Creamy's looking to really switch it up then. This is if it's mostly Marines, then that'd actually be a bit better versus Swarm hosts. Marines actually go through Locusts quite quickly, and they're not
Yeah.
too expensive.
I think it's just a full-on mind game. He knows that Crimson saw the double armory, he saw the 3 factories, and he's probably not going to rescout. And if he doesn't, then this might actually end up just killing him.
This is actually... Oh, we actually have a single Zergling getting to the main of Creamy and seeing all these barracks.
Oh no!
I don't know how that happened.
Oh, how'd he get in? That's terrible.
There's a depot down and there's nothing at the natural.
Well, the game's up now, and we've got the Muta upgrades and the Baneling Nest on the way, so unless Creamy pushes right now, Crimson should be prepared. But the question is, what composition is he going to go for? Is he just going to fully switch to Muta Bane? Or is he going to stick with Swarm Host? Because apparently Snoot's been making Swarm Host work against Bio recently.
He has, but it's an extremely hard style where you have to micro Swarm Hosts, you have to micro Muta and Viper Ball, you have to creep spread like a god, you have to get all your injects down at the same time, macro at the same time.
Not die to drops, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have to use the Muta and Viper Ball against drops. It all theoretically works quite well, and in practice it works quite well, as Snoot has shown. But for, I think, 99% of Zergs on the planet, it is a style they shouldn't be doing just simply because of how hard it is to execute.
Yeah.
Because of how much you have to be doing mechanically. So we should see, yeah, we are seeing Mutas coming out,
Yeah,
and I
it's
wouldn't
just
expect
Muta
any
mainly
extra
from here.
Swarm Hosts.
And the Marine count isn't too high, so those Mutas might be able to do a decent amount of work, but the Thors are pretty scary.
Creamy is actually maxing out really, really quick.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. He can hit really strong mid-game pushes with this kind of... Well, I guess this time it's not exactly
Oh
mech
my
style, but
God.
those Mutas took a huge Thor volley there.
2 as well, so they're...
Oh no,
Oh,
what are they
no.
doing? Half the mutas go down immediately, the others are all orange and red, and these swarm hosts have bio on top of them. I think Creamy might make this work.
Oh, and then he's gonna... Okay,
And he's dropping
this
onto
is
the... Oh, this is an amazing...
elevatoring up there.
This is why
This
I hate
is-
taking this base as Zerg. It's such a hard fourth to defend.
I
This
almost
is
feel
kind
like
of
I've
elevated.
stopped casting and I've just started fanboying. This is everything being done right.
Oh, Creamy, it's so beautiful. Oh, nice link
There's a
counter attack
counterattack
from
coming in.
Crimson.
Yep. And there's actually no planetary fortresses and no real units here to defend. Oh, there's
There's
two
two mines. If he sends these marauders over, yeah, this bio should be enough. Meanwhile, the mutas are actually picking off some tanks. Nice work from Crimson here, while Creamy's attention is elsewhere. And he does clean up the stuff on the high ground, so Creamy's push is stopped for now, but he's still up on supply, and he's still got that massive Marine rally across the map, with 3-3 mech upgrades on the way. And the amazing thing about this style is that it has this mid-game power, like Bio does, but it also has the amazing late-game mech transition. It's really cool to see.
This,
oh,
this
the links
push
are coming
might
in
not
though.
die.
Oh, I think it's
Oh, no,
dying now. It's dying right now.
Yeah.
I think Creamy got a bit too happy there and overextended.
Yeah, definitely. We do have that Banshee at the 4th, still picking off that 4th.
Oh,
base.
this bio on the high ground gets a whole bunch more mutas though. And he's now down to 10 mutas. That's like at least 10 mutas went down. Really nice work from Creamy, making this push do what it can, even though it's over.
And Creamy did secure a 4th behind this as well. He might still actually kill that 4th from Crimson on top of this.
Oh my, that Banshee is getting it really close. If he gets a PF up here at his 4th safely, then he's in an amazing position.
Oh no, these tanks at the center.
Uh-oh.
He's finally getting some revenge.
And Crimson is getting up on supply. Creamy does need to worry a little bit here. The muted Baneling can still do a lot of damage to Bio if he's not careful. And what are his Bio upgrades? He only has... he's got 2... Oh, +2 attack. He went for a single eBay. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like he might be looking to transition out of the bio for the late game, like you were saying is a possibility earlier.
Yeah, but at this stage he just
and
needs
yeah.
money. He really has to start mulling this 4th like crazy. But the Zerg's coming in. Crimson has got Speedlings trying to go for a counter. Creamy does lift it in time. These names are killing me, man. But here comes the Muta Bane, and nice splits from Creamy. Really nice splits from a mech player. But, I mean, wow, and he holds. The links are almost through his natural, though. They might manage to get something done. The repair's not quite in time for Creamy. And they're going to run through and try and take down a tank.
Medevac should pick it up.
Meanwhile,
It probably
Crimson's
would have
moving
died
his main
anyway.
army around the left-hand side. He's going to try and get this PF at the 4th.
He's probably going to get it as well. He's got a quite large army.
He'll
at the
certainly
moment.
get it if he sacks the Banes into it, and I think he can afford that at this stage. And yeah, he's just going to go for it. I like it. I think that's absolutely worth it.
It is debatable if he can afford it at the moment because he doesn't have a 4th base.
Yeah, but
And
he's got
his main
a
is
bank
money.
and his army's big enough. I think that's worth it. Especially
Oh yeah, given the bank it is then.
yeah, and given that Creamy doesn't have another CC around, but of course Crimson doesn't know that, so it might have been a bit risky. It's always a play that's really a painful call to make, whether you throw all your Banelings at a PF or not.
And this is giving Creamy a bit of a timing here. A lot of his
Yeah.
army is quite low on health though, given how much he's been having to stim recently.
Yeah. The Swarm Hosts are here to help, but the Baneling count isn't quite here yet. Crimson's trying to morph more in to save, but I think he might lose this 4th again, and it does get cancelled.
This is getting pretty painful. If he can't secure a 4th, he doesn't have a chance in the late game.
Yeah. 3 base against 3 base, the Terran's going to come out ahead every time.
And there is the extra mining on SCVs going to that 4th base still as well.
And I like this now from Crimson, taking the 4th base over the right-hand side. It's just, you know, with the way Creamy's pushing, the way Creamy's taking his 4th towards this left-hand side of the map, I think that one over there is much more defensible. It also doesn't have the issue with the elevator pushes.
I feel like Creamy might be making a mistake and not making more medevacs. His army is just overstimming a lot, and
Yeah, he
he's
has
not.
no energy.
Okay, we've got to engage.
Oh, here comes the bio.
Here's off creep.
The Banelings are coming, but the tanks are going down to the mutas before they get any shots up on the Banelings. And there's no focus fire from Creamy on these Banelings, so that's going to wreck all the raids. Wow. And suddenly
Surprised
Crimson...
that went as well for Crimson as it did, because that was all off of creep, and wow. GG.
Yeah, I think the control from Creamy there just failed him a little, because he had a lot of tanks, but they just weren't shooting the Banelings.
I'm actually kind of speechless at the moment.
That was looking so good for Creamy in the mid-game.
Yeah. I haven't even left the game yet. I'm just like looking to see if Creamy had a chance or not. But he was kind of dead at that point.
He was dead then, but yeah, I'm surprised it got to that stage so quickly.
What happened, Creamy?
He pushed on to creep too far with that biomech force. I feel like he just should deny the 4th and go home and keep making mech, and he almost can't
Yeah.
lose.
Definitely an overextension. An overextension twice, actually. So 2 overextends from Creamy loses him a game that he should have won, in my opinion.
Yeah, just needs to be a little bit more conservative, I guess.
Okay, so out of all the players on eCKo, how much of a chance would you give to Probe coming out next? I think it might be Snitchel and then Probe.
Yeah, they might just save Probe for last. Schnitzel does have a good record against Crimson recently. Last time I saw them play was in the Race Wars, and Schnitzel just straight up killed him. It was really good.
Well, in that case, it'd be really good to sound out Snitchel then.
Yeah, it was a bit of a prepared build though, I think, and it was on Altazin, but I would definitely not count Schnitzel out. His PVZ is quite strong, and his random versus Z is even better. He has some of the best builds I've seen in random versus Zerg. So I'm not sure what we'll be seeing from him, but it could be fun. What are the other options? I mean, Probe is obviously the ace-up eCKo sleeve at this stage. Other
There
players...
is Chankim as well.
Yeah, Chankim
who's been sitting in the channel.
And Enak is around. But yeah, I reckon...
I doubt we're going to see Enak tonight, because eCKo has 2 lives left, maybe?
Yeah, they probably want to send out what they think is their best bet. And while Enak's been getting good recently, I don't think he's the one for this. And it looks like it is going to be Probe straight away. So how many kills is Crimson got? 2 kills now? Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2.
So Freya up 3-1.
It is important sometimes, like they talk about on Pro League, to shut down the momentum of the other team once they start to get the ball rolling. So sending out Probe last would be asking Probe to basically carry the entire team from there on, whereas sending him out now, they've still got a chance to send out another player if they have to.
Yeah.
And yeah, they should get the ball rolling back in their court, provided Probe doesn't majorly screw up here.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone can agree that Probe is godlike PVZ and is definitely favored in this kind of a situation.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Nimbus LE is a bit of an interesting map. One of the new ones this time. It's a 4-player map, and it's got that easy to wall off ramp with the rocks that make it sort of a ridiculously hard to wall off ramp afterwards.
I actually really favor this map for Protoss in PVZ.
Really?
Because, not because of Protoss being able to have a easy time taking their third, but because of how aggressive they can be onto the Zerg's third. And there's like some pretty good shots going into the third.
There is that nasty hallway down the side, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really scary to deal with versus force fields. I mean, given the right build, it's scary, but if Probe does the wrong build then and doesn't abuse those map features, then it kind of doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
And it probably is a bit of a disadvantage if he doesn't abuse those things, but yeah.
I don't mind it at all for Zerg vs Protoss. I feel like it's really easy to get your third up and hold it against things like the 4-gate and the 7-gate. Just because it's your natural ramp and your third's right there, and that's the only position you have to hold.
Yeah, to be honest, my opinion's heavily biased by the people I verse on maps like these, and Minigun made me cry like a few times on this, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I sometimes have some pros that I catch on ladder and I just cry so much when they do these OP builds versus me.
It's OP players, man. That's the problem. Alright, looks like we're going to get going here. Let's see if Probe can pull it back for eCKo. This is actually not the kind of scoreline I was expecting coming into this, but Crimson is just pulling out some nice wins here.
So, if Crimson is to lose this game, I wonder who would come out next from Fray. I think it maybe be Wally if his computer's okay. But we still don't see any extra Fray players in the channels, so it'd be interesting if the game's over. I mean, if the channel's over if Crimson loses.
Yeah, hopefully it's not just a walkover at that stage.
Yeah.
Is Chadman around? We could always see the old Tiger Man come out.
I don't think he'd want to go out versus... Oh, wait. One thing that I always remember is that Probe always sets up his clan photo for the specific game he's going. And right now, we have a Snoop photo.
This is actually one he was using earlier as well. I don't know if he's done it just for this game. But yeah, that is indeed a genuine photo of Probe, so it's just good to have his image out there, I guess.
Yeah, I almost forgot that everyone says that he looks like Snoot.
You mean that he is Snoot? Yeah, yeah.
He is Snoot.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
probe is Snoot. You stop.
Well, that's why it looks like Snoot, because he is Snoot.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's why everyone says he looks like him. It's because he is him.
Yeah. Solid logic. Anyway, in the bottom position, like we've just been mentioning, we have the Red Protoss, one of the strongest Protosses in Southeast Asia, if not the strongest. We have Probe from eCKo Esports.
And coming in off 2 wins so far, can he get another? For Frenetic Array, it's the Orange Zerg Crimson.
So, this map, okay, that's a gas. Is that actually going to finish?
That's going to be
just an extractor check?
That's not an extraction trick. This is a 13-12. This is really, really weird, actually. I'm not sure if I like this on this map, but I guess not many Protosses wall off at the ramp.
This is a pretty popular map for Nexus first. If Probe goes
That's
Nexus
also
first,
true, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like even like a 15 Nexus, 15 gate at the ramp could hold this reasonably comfortably. But it is going to be a Nexus first from Probe, and his pylon is in his main, so these speedlings are going to be in his base uncontested. It's going to be a little bit painful for him to deal with, I think.
Yeah, I think that Crimson is choosing, well, in this situation, it's pretty easy to say that he's choosing a good build for this situation, but, I mean, given that it's Probe, he might be doing this just to try and get him out of the running and then have eCKo have a much harder time against the Fray lineup.
Yeah, he might just not be that confident in a macro game. I'm not sure how much Crimson has been practicing lately, so I really can't say, but this certainly gives him a good chance to just get an easy win. And against Probe, getting an easy win in ZVP, that's a pretty nice thing.
So it looks like Probe's going for a Cybercore block at the, well, not full block, but half block where you can get the Zealot to sit in the middle at his ramp.
Yeah, so that could be saving grace. The firstlings are going to be in his base before that Zealot gets out, certainly. But if he can manage to hold off the firstlings with probes while getting that wall up, then he should be okay, I think.
We have a probe. We have a probe from Probe.
Probe has a probe.
Across the top of the map.
He barely missed those lings. He's going to see these next two, but of course they're not the firstlings. Oh, and he doesn't. He only barely sees them anyway. This probe is currently in the wall. Let's see. Okay, he's now going to get into the main, and when he sees this gas, he'll know what's up. He sees the gas, and will he throw down a pylon to finish this wall off? No. So the lings are going to get in. That's not enough. Oh, it is enough. Oh, beautiful there from Probe. He knows exactly what he needs to do. And the Zealot's out. And this is a really clutch defense here from Probe.
This could still be a bit scary though.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't get the re-wall up. Oh no. Well, suddenly that Zealot looks a bit silly. Yeah. That was meant to be a
out.
Yeah, and he is going to finish the wall off, I guess. So it's not the end of the world, but it's nowhere near as clean as it should have been, I feel.
Yeah, Crimson's not going to build any extra lings to attack with. This is all he's going to go with.
Nice around with the
Lings do
probes
get
here.
surrounded, yeah.
Yeah, and so Probe deals with it, and he has this wall up, but he needs some
Oh,
units.
extra lings.
Because these lings are just going to attack, but here's the Mothership Core, but I think the lings can get through this pylon before the Mothership Core finishes them off. He's going to have to re-wall with another gateway or something. Oh, he doesn't get it off in time. Oh no.
Okay, now this is starting to do enough damage where it's been worthwhile, I think.
Yeah, this absolutely has done enough damage. And there's more lings on the way, though. I'm not sure I like this last pack, but if they manage to get in, they could just end the game.
The Mothership Core is getting drawn away from the wall so that these extra lings can take it out.
Yeah.
And the lings are going back to try and get that extra surround on the pylon as well. I don't think the second pylon actually walls that off either.
It doesn't. He needs another building. Oh, I think so anyway. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Oh man, he's gonna get in again. Oh, the force field's coming. The sentry.
Sentry.
Oh, clutch force field from Probe.
Whoa, this is so close.
Oh man, he keeps holding, but he's getting behind. He's now at only 20 probes to 16. Some of his probes aren't mining, and Crimson's just massing drones. So
Crimson should try to take a third behind this as well, though.
Yeah, I agree. But
in this kind of a situation, it's going to normalize and it's going to be pretty equal, I think, given that Crimson made all those extra lings.
Yeah.
I think he could have been in an okay position if he just stuck with the initial ling damage that he did and just went into a macro game from there.
Yeah, this last wave of 16 lings or so, if they were drones instead, he would be ahead right now. As it is, I guess he's pretty much even. Oh, and you're dropping out? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Internet, please. Come on, Charlie. Charlie. No. Alright, so it looks like we've lost Sadu for the time being. We'll have to go on alone. Oh, God. But Crimson taking the third. Oh god, that's a nasty noise. Are you back?
I'm back.
Are you in the game?
Yeah.
Alright, sweet.
There shouldn't be any extra lag now, so it should be okay.
I had to talk to myself for like 10 seconds and I almost went insane already. But anyway, Probe did that hard wall off finish, so he's going to have to kill one of those pylons later. And he throws down the Stargate. What do you think about that?
I think that he might be able to build oracles and other Stargate units from this.
Yeah.
No, seriously though. He's. I think it's not a very. Yeah, it's an. I can size this map. It's gonna go for the faster kind of units and secure a fair Phoenix for Oracle aggression, which is likely what we're going to see here. I don't know. I think either Stargate or Roper in this situation is fine.
Yeah, it's not too bad. He is in a pretty even economical situation. At least for now, he's actually ahead on workers, but of course, once the third of Crimson starts getting saturated, his income will fall behind. But it is going to be that Oracle chronoed out. And this Overlord doesn't see it. Comes around the edge of the base, but doesn't see the Stargate.
He's actually going for a double Overlord stack. He will see all the gases.
Yes, so...
Bit of a slight tell.
It's a slight clue, yeah, but it's not 100%.
It should kind of clue Crimson into the fact that he should be dropping spores, because if you see this many gases and only 2 sentries, it's either DTs or Stargate.
Pretty much, yeah. Unless it's something insane with Double Forge and Blink or something. But yeah, I would like to see the blind spores, but they're certainly not going to be up in time for this Oracle. Which is going straight for the third base of Crimson, and it'll probably get... I'd say the 9 drones that are there are going to go down. The spore goes down, but it's 30 seconds too late.
Yeah.
And here comes the Oracle, and there's the target fire from Probe, very nice. And it doesn't matter if you pull them.
4 drones already.
Oh! A little bit of a misstep from Probe there, but there's 5, 6, 7. Really nice. That Oracle's already more than paid for itself.
There are only 2 spores as well. There's no spore at the main, but I doubt that's going to come into real effect because of how much damage the Oracle has on it now.
Yeah, that's an interesting corner to cut from Crimson, I guess. It's just hoping the Oracle doesn't do the weird thing of running straight into the main. But Probe is moving out to take his third. He's got a Void Ray, so he's not really in danger of Roaches shutting this down. And another Stargate going up, so he's going to go into the Void Rays in earnest.
Probe playing really safe, sending an hallucinated Phoenix in as well, just to check for the tech again and try and make sure he's going for the right composition. Not relying on that Oracle to get all the scouting done.
Yeah, I really like that. And I am liking Probe's position now in this game.
Yeah, this third won't die. So that's always what you want as a Protoss, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, he should go into some pretty solid 3 base aggression or macro up and sit on 4 base.
Yeah. Crimson does have his 66 drones up now, but he hasn't taken a 4th yet, which I'd really like to see him do. He knows about this 3rd base from the Protoss, and unless he's just going to try and jackhammer him with Hydras, then he needs a 4th base. And I don't think the Hydra jackhammer is going to work against this. Even though it is Void Ray heavy, I think Probe has what it needs to deal with it as long as he force fields well.
This is something we're seeing a lot tonight, because in the first set, Choba Sniper versus Alpha, we didn't actually see an early 4th base then either. It's interesting that the Zergs are electing to delay that 4th base for some reason, versus the 3rd bases of Protosses.
Yeah, they're just trying to be aggressive, I guess. And in a lot of situations, that's the style I favour. But I don't see it working out here. We'll have to see. It does come down to Probe's micro, though. If he just A moves, then obviously the Hydras are going to beat this Stargate Gateway composition.
Yeah, definitely.
The charge is on the way for Probe, so once that comes out, the Zealots are going to be very strong against Hydras. And it might be done by the time this push hits. It's going to be close. We'll have to see. How many gates?
This is going to be, 8 gateways is what he's going to have with this push, so...
It's pretty nice. It's going to be pretty strong for Probe, but he just needs to not die before the mass charge lock kicks in, and he should be good.
That Oracle finally died, but it did all the scouting information it needed to on top of the initial damage it did, so very worthwhile.
Yep. And there's another Phoenix coming out. Probe's just consistently scouting, really like this, checking what's going on. And he did get that, that thing on the Zerg army, so he knows where they're going. And I'm really surprised to see Crimson sit around for so long without attacking, without taking a 4th. I would have expected him to be in Probe's face with these units straight away, because as it is, he's just sitting around letting Probe make Protoss units often equal or better economy to his Zerg ones, which is not a good thing to do.
Yeah, to say it out loud, if Crimson was to directly say his strategy to Probe, it would be kind of like saying, okay, we'll just both sit back so you can get further ahead than I will be. Which isn't really... that sounds like a pretty BM way of putting it, but if this push doesn't work, which, to be honest, this is a pretty scary Zerg army coming across the map.
He
But
is
if
almost
this doesn't do
max.
damage...
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's a Spire coming down, but it's only just coming down now, and he's only got 3 hatcheries, which is 6 gases to work with. I don't see it being a very good transition. He needs to do serious damage. But here he comes, and this army is really big. The force fields need to be good. Oh, the time warp goes down, and the force fields are okay there, cutting off these units, but there's not enough zealots in front, and Probe realizes and pulls back. And suddenly, things are looking pretty good for Crimson. This army is just huge.
Yeah, it might have been a mistake engaging away from the cannon and away from that Nexus cannon.
Yeah, I feel like he got a bit too eager to fight in the open there. Which is
New
kind of what you
advances
want to do
in
with
the
charge
background
slots.
coming in. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. Getting those force fields in positions like that is very effective as
Well, he
well.
needs to micro this Void Rays back. He can't be losing these Void Rays. They're really important to clean this up. He is going to clean up, though. Probe is killing all the Hydras. And once the Hydras are dead, obviously the Void Rays can clean up. But he's lost all but 2 Void Rays. Not the best for Probe here. And this means that...
Given how much damage Crimson's doing, this might actually be worthwhile.
the Nexus
regardless of it not
is the
finishing
Nexus
game.
going to go down?
Oh, the
Oh, it's so
Nexus!
close. Oh, the Roaches just target fire, and he gets the Nexus. Really good damage from Crimson. And
Okay,
suddenly,
I think we can say this is worthwhile now.
that was absolutely worthwhile, but I'm not sure it should have been.
Yeah, yeah. If Probe pulled back a bit further and let the army come to him rather than going out towards it, he'd get the defense advantage. I'm not getting this.
Yeah, you're cutting out there, but I think I get what you're saying. It is really just about exploiting the position you have to your advantage, and going and fighting in the open when you have a Nexus cannon is probably not the smartest thing. There is the small fact, of course, that the Zealots want that surface area, which they can't get as well here. But fighting back would be better. Now, hopefully... Oh, are you back yet? No. Uh-oh. 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 It's time for me to drive myself mad again. Crimson's coming again. Follow-up push is happening. And I reckon this, once again, could do damage. Storm is done, though, so if he gets good storms on the Hydras, then the Void Ray should be able to clean up. And it looks like I'm by myself for now. But here he comes. Crimson's coming in once again for the push, and Probe's pulling back. He needs to get into a decent position for storms here, and the storms go down. Really money storm on the Hydras there, and another one, and I think that should be enough to repel this force. Yeah, and Crimson has to pull back for now. Crimson did manage to drone up to 78, so this doesn't even need to do damage. This is fine what he's doing now, just trading a little off. Because he has the econ advantage now, he has that Spire done, and he's starting the upgrades in preparation for a Muta switch. Probe's just continuing to get those Templar out, get the Zealots out, and this army is really, really solid for fighting this kind of composition. But the Mutas might be able to do quite a bit if he doesn't get the Phoenix started in time. He's going to have to continue scouting to make sure he knows when that switch is happening. For now, though, Crimson is happy to just keep making Roach Hydra. I'm not sure whether it's the best idea or not, because Probe's army is very heavily biased towards beating this kind of composition right now. We'll have to see how it works out, but yeah, both players sort of posturing back and forth. I'm not sure if Probe wants to be aggressive right now, and the Muta switch does begin. I like it. Bit of a whiff storm there, kills one Roach. Probe, anything else going up inside? No, no more buildings. If he does want to get aggressive, I'd expect to see another 3 or 4 gates come down, just so he can afford the massive Zealot warp-ins, but Crimson's going for the max push, while he's switching to the Mutas behind it. I guess these 7 Mutas are just going to fly into the back base of Probe while he pushes the front. Because he does not want to take this fight straight up without some kind of distraction. Those storms are just too scary. Anyway, he has got 10 gases running fully operational now, which is nice, obviously, to get the gas for the Mutas. And Probe's trying to take a 4th. I think this is good. I don't think Probe can go across the map and kill him quite yet. But it is going to be hard to defend all these bases from Mutas. The Void Rays do catch a bit of a Roach attack over here, which is nice, but the Mutas are going to fly straight into this base. There are no cannons here, so it's going to have to be a quick probe pull from Probe, which he does. And the fight's happening in the middle, though. The Zealots are getting decent surface area, and the storms are amazing. Crimson doesn't macro back immediately, and oh, these storms are really good. Probe's going to come out way ahead on this fight in the middle. Of course, though, the Mutas are ravaging his mineral line. He doesn't have any defense in the main either. He starts the double Phoenix production, but if the Mutas get on top of the Stargates... it is only 7, though. The Phoenix should come out superior in the end. And this force pushing onto creep now is really scary. Crimson is maxing on Roaches as fast as he can, which is the right choice against this really Zealot Archon Storm heavy composition. I think he'll be able to survive, but he's going to lose this base for sure. Meanwhile, the Mutas are doing damage. They are getting the Phoenix because Probe isn't macroing them. And oh, there we go. Probe does lose one Phoenix, but gets the other one started, and finally starts cannons. He does have enough Stalkers here warped in to defend this base, and he's going for the throat. He's just pushing straight into Crimson's main base here, possibly stopping to deal with the natural. Not going for the main. I'm not sure I like this. He's going to get a bit flanked by these roaches, but the storms are pretty good, and if he can feed back these queens, there's going to be no anti-air left, and the Void Rays can just go to town. But he doesn't go for that. The Void Rays can, of course, kill them, but it would have been nice to see some transfusions there from Crimson. The ground army of Probe goes down as predicted, but the Void Rays are going to have a little bit of fun by themselves. But there are 14 Hydras on the way. Probe just threw away his whole main army. And after losing these probes, I mean, he doesn't really have the income capacity to remax. He's only got 36 workers left. Crimson's in an amazing position now. Zealots are working on this base over here, but no damage was done to the 5th, so these Void Rays are just sort of looking around trying to get something done, but Crimson's on top of it. He's got Hydras everywhere. He's got a Spore over here, so that's not going to hurt. And I don't see Probe coming back into this. He isn't even making probes. I think he's dead. I think Crimson's going for the 3 kill here. Roach is coming across. They should spot this base if he doesn't already know about it. He doesn't. And that'll go down for sure. Absolutely nothing to defend. And the Void Rays here are running straight into Hydras. They need to turn around. And yeah, Probe's just sort of floundering around, trying to work out what he needs to do. I don't think there is a winning move at this stage. He's going to try and hold this base, but there's quite a few roaches here, so unless the storms are amazing, they should come out on top. That's a good storm. And Crimson does start running. And you can't underestimate the charge lot, of course. There's +2 attacks, they're very beefy, and yeah, Crimson does need to run from this force with this Templar there. The Void Rays still aren't getting anything done though, and oh, they get caught by the Hydras. Probe's not paying enough attention, and he turns to fight. Has to do something with them, but he doesn't even kill a single Hydra. That's pretty sad. Crimson now almost doubling Probe supply. This one's pretty over, I think. There's just no money for Probe, so despite Crimson being on a really low-tech unit composition, he just has way too much. Really nice handling by Crimson there. Defending that push at the same time as doing all the counter damage with the mutas. If it wasn't for those 7 mutas, Probe would have been in a great spot, but that's all it took. Just 7 mutas. Good unit, huh? Yeah, Probe's trying to get the storms, but good micro from Crimson here, and he's going to move in and take it out, and this is going to be the final fight of this game. Probe's going to have to GG after that. And there's a GG. Crimson takes his 3rd map and takes Fray up to a lead of 4-1. Really nice play. Alright, so it looks like we've lost Seto for good. I'll see if I can get him back. He is back on StarCraft 2. But I need someone. I'm driving myself crazy here. I'm too retarded. I can't stand the sound of my voice. Ugh. Alright, we're going to try it again. Alright, let's give that another shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be okay from here on, but yeah.
We'll try.
Unfortunately, I missed the rest of that game. Crimson beating Probe. What the hell?
Really nice. I mean, he just kept hammering with Roach Hydra at the front and went for just a 7 muta switch. And it happened that Probe pushed out at the exact time the mutas flew in. So while Probe did manage to kill Crimson's entire army, he died to the Remax, the Roach Remax in the main, and the 7 mutas killed 2 full mineral lines basically. So I think it could have been a very different game if Probe just handled that harassment a little better.
I think the opening of the game was actually pretty important. Probe likes to be aggressive a lot of times versus Zergs, and when a Zerg does that to you as a Protoss, then it kind of puts you on the back foot a bit just in terms of aggression, because you want to be sitting back and macroing up, and you're not too sure about timings that you could hit after something like that happens, because if you look at the in-game time, it's kind of irrelevant at that point. You don't know how far behind he is in build, you don't know how far behind you are in your build, so it's a bit harder to be aggressive yourself in that kind of situation, and that really did help Crimson going forward into the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really impressive stuff from Crimson here. He's already taken out 3 players, including, you know, eCKo's 2 super hot specials, so this is looking really dire for eCKo now.
Yeah, this is really unexpected for me. Just if you look at how well each team's players have been performing overall, then most people would probably favor eCKo a fair bit, like I have for this. But looking at it now, like I'm very surprised at how well Crimson's doing, and I would be surprised if Fray didn't win it from here on.
Yeah, it's, I'd say, a very, very strong favorite for this position. I mean, eCKo have only 1 player left. Fray Fray can afford to lose 3 more games here. And eCKo have already used their 2 aces, basically. So it's going to be a tough one for whoever has to clutch it out for eCKo. Don't rate their chances and do not envy their position. But anything can happen. I'd love to see it come
Will
back.
it be Chan Kim? That's the question.
I think it might be, because we're getting a request to change the Korea server here. Now, Chan Kim's not someone I know much about.
He's a High Master Zerg, NA, I think. Although I haven't heard too much about him. I've just seen the video on YouTube of him getting what's that black dude who does all those like shout outs for people who wears a suit? Tyrone?
Yeah, Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone. Yeah, he got Tyrone to rep him up on a video, so that's the main thing I know him for.
Nice. But I do believe he is Korean living in Korea. So, and we are moving to the Korean server. Alright. Nice.
Shadman's saying Frey just prepared better. Well, maybe it was Crimson that just prepared better.
Yeah.
Rep the player, not the team. No.
Either that or he's got some good on-the-fly decision-making and maybe a little bit of luck. But yeah, all
Yeah,
3 of the games we've seen from him so far have been really decisive.
Yeah, given what I just said, it might be that Frey has actually helped him decide what to go for and whatnot. So, yeah.
Here we are on the glorious Korean server. Whoa.
What did you just do?
I just dropped something off my desk. It was very exciting.
Yes, I'm curious what item it would have been.
Sorry?
I mean, it wasn't a drink, obviously.
It was not a drink, because there was no screaming involved.
Yeah.
It's actually a tough one to guess.
Then I won't bother. I'll be boring.
Alright, fine. I'm not telling you, though. It's going to remain a mystery.
Was it a cup without a drink in it?
No.
Okay.
Nowhere
I
near.
just heard a distinctive noise of something being put down on your desk, and it sounded like a cup, like an empty cup.
Nope.
Okay, it doesn't. This is like if you grab a present at Christmas time, you're trying to guess what's in it by like moving the box around, but instead it's like not by feel, it's by sound.
Yeah, it's true.
It's yeah, not something that I'm experienced in. I do have to say.
Well, I guess I remain the undefeated Secret Sound champion.
Secret
If you're
sound.
not even going to give it a shot, I mean, come on. But that's all right. I'm happy to maintain the position. Keep my trophy right here. Did it sound like a trophy?
That'd be amazing if it actually was the secret sound holding. Anyway, we'll be Chan Kim.
Everyone's complaining about my clan name. Get over it, guys. Come on. It's not PM. It's fashionable Chinese.
Unfortunately, I can't copy paste it into Google Translate.
It's probably all the better for it. Alright, looks like we're going to be going into the next game. It is going to be Crimson against Chan Kim. And I'm going to predict Crimson to close it out 4-1. Wait, 5-1. Come on, brains. It's going to be 4 kills for Crimson, though.
This final game will be a C player race versus C player race.
Yep. And they've both got the StarCraft's portrait. I like that.
Just making it even more an even matchup.
Yes.
wonder
But
if there
Chan
was-
Kim is level 46. Crimson's only level 40.
Ah,
So
Well,
maybe we've got to give him an edge there, I guess. But anyway, into the game.
edge, maybe.
Coming off an amazing run, Crimson is 3 games up at the moment. 4-1 is the overall scoreline with Fray in favour. Can he do it again? I reckon he might be able to. He's the Orange Zerg, and this is the strangest order I've ever done anything in my life.
You know, here's a quite interesting little portrait there of an orange dress. Wonder what that's about.
Huh. I have no idea. I'm just going to zoom in on that.
I don't know how zoned out I am, but you did just introduce Crimson, right?
Yeah, I did introduce Crimson, and I guess we should introduce the other guy
because
too.
it would be embarrassing if I just tried to introduce him again. I noticed on Pro League that happened where parting wise.
Poor Flash, man.
Yeah. Anyway, in the bottom left, we have eCKo's last player, I believe. The hope of eCKo, Chan Kim.
Yep. And I'm excited to see what he can pull out here. But given that Crimson seems to be on form, I think it's going to be a tough one.
Chan Kim was actually one of the eCKo Esports' most recent pickups.
Yes.
They did pick him up individually. It wasn't like with any other players on some big announcement. He hasn't been with the team for too long, so it'd be cool to see him, just pull out a nice win for his team. But given how well Crimson's been doing and how on fire he is, it can be pretty hard to take the momentum away from a player like Crimson. And even if Crimson loses this game, I think fray is still in a very, very solid position. They've got plenty of solid Zergs to throw out, and really, they've got a lot of time to study Chan Kim's EVZ if he does end up doing okay from here on in this clan war.
Oh yeah, it's a long road ahead for him. But you just got to take it one game at a time. And we do see he is getting the better end of the build order, starting out with a 15 hatch, I think it was a 15 hatch 15 pool or 14 pool, so a pretty safe version of the 15 hatch. But it is slightly more economical than Crimson's 15 pool 16 hatch rather.
One thing that can really suck if you're the player that in the position that Chan Kim is that, like you were saying, it's a long road ahead of him, and you kind of have to sit back and say, "Wow, I actually have to win this many teams for my this many games for my team, or my team is just gone." They've just lost this clan war if I don't perform that well. So it can be really tough on a player having to think like that, and you really have to just take your mind off that and just focus on the games.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and it is really just about, it's like in this position I'd be saying it's just a clan war. It doesn't matter that much. Just try and get as good a score on the board at the end as I can. I don't have to bring it back, but just getting one game here would be a really big accomplishment actually, given how good Crimson is playing. And we do see Crimson. It's a weirdly late gas from Crimson here. He took that gas at 350. So
yeah, that's actually. I believe this works with a snoot style of getting +1 upgraded roaches with an early third, and it's specifically for countering gasless styles, which is what Chan Kim is doing in the situation.
Very nice.
So it'll be interesting to see if Crimson does get link speed, or if he is choosing to go for that +1 style that I was mentioning.
So is it like literally an Evo chamber goes down, that's the first thing you spend gas on, or what?
I believe so. I haven't done it in months and months and months.
That's not what he's doing, because we would have seen the Evo already. So I think it is going to be link speed at least. So it's just a bit of a... Is it delayed speed here? Yeah, it's just delayed speed from Crimson. And a Spine Crawler going down from Chan Kim after scouting that gas. Oh, but he cancels the speed really nice here from Crimson. That's Link from Chan Kim scouted the speed, I believe.
What is he going to be spending that that gas on then? That's the question.
Is it double Evo chamber? It's a fast lair. Oh, I reckon it's going to get
okay, Evo now? Nice. Yeah, this is actually the
build.
Oh,
okay, it's a roach build.
So what you do is you get the lair first, and then you get the upgrade after, and the reason why is because it lines up the +1 with the roach speed.
Right.
You need to get the roach warren about 30 seconds in, I think, of the lair being built, so we might see that any second now.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like here.
It is a bit delayed though. The roach warren will be late.
Yeah,
and you do want it to be finishing at the same time as the lair.
It is about 10 seconds late, yeah, so a little bit sloppy there from Crimson. But his +1 is maybe not quite as fast as it could be anyway, so I guess he's just going to have everything delayed. And there he starts the +1.
It's interesting that everything is a bit delayed. Maybe he's not too experienced with this build, because this early in the game you don't want anything to be delayed. It's okay-ish if there's other things happening and you get something delayed by a few seconds due to things that have not happened, have happened in the game, but if nothing's really happened, then it's kind of bad to be delaying anything.
Yeah, he just had a bit of a sloppy opening, I think, because he ended up... he was for a second behind on drones with fewer queens, and I mean, sure, he took an early gas, but...
Yeah, it might be because he was trying to throw Chan Kim off earlier by delaying that layer by showing the link speed, so trying to trick his opponent might not have actually helped him too much.
Yeah, that's true.
In the long run.
We do see Chan Kim doing the normal gasless thing, getting those double upgrades, getting the roach speed. and he'll be wanting to take a third pretty soon. But he is making the roaches beforehand, as is pretty usual, because he is expecting, of course, to see a bunch of speedlings run across the map at any moment.
So the idea of Crimson's build here is you get a much earlier third and you saturate it very, very early compared to your opponent. You
But
get 8 drones on it.
He's not doing that, though.
Interesting. Well, maybe he'll saturate it closer to when the third will be finished. And another thing to keep in mind is that attack on roaches is a lot better than armor on roaches. Armor defends 1 damage.
Yep, whereas attack does 2.
Yeah, exactly. Which is basically what makes this build work. You hit a timing where you've got more roaches than your opponent because of that droned third, and then the upgrades aren't too different, and you can really hit a strong timing based off of that +1 attack.
Yeah, but I think Crimson's just trying to get a bit mind gamey here, because he took the third and he sent a few drones over to mine for him, but he actually didn't drone it at all. And he's just been hammering roaches out, and he's moving across the map now to try and kill the third of Jankin before it even gets up. And I think it's going to work. He is currently 6 roaches up. So the defender's advantage might be enough to hold it for Jankin, but the attack upgrade timing is just in the favour of Crimson here. Well, it's 5 seconds away from
upgrades
Jankin.
are just not finished yet.
Yeah, but the attack will be finished.